Howdy everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is week number 12 and I still suck at these intros, so let's go. Doing a Western themed artwork here, and yeah, there's not much else to talk about, but I'm gonna be talking throughout this whole video, so you're gonna hear from me regardless whether you like it or not, unless you, shut off the video, which I hope you don't. But yeah, let's get crack-lacking, and I'll see you in the time-lapse video in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so here is my initial sketch as always, giving you a little sneak peek into what we're working with here. Skeleton cowboy, just hanging out by these barrels. Don't know if he's dead or not, but here we go with the inking portion, which it's kind of like inking, but it's in Procreate here. So I'm just going over all my lines with black, and I use a specific tool in my, I forget what it's called. I think it's the Studio Pen, but that's my favorite tool to use here. And I'm really just blocking in some black parts. Not really sure what I'm doing at this point, just trying things out. I've done this kind of style before, a couple videos ago, and I like what it looks like, but this one I kind of got a little crazy with, wasn't as precise, and I still think it came out pretty cool looking because I wanted him to look tattered up. That poncho that he has on, his hat is kind of torn up, so he's been through it. He's got 2 arrows hanging out of his chest, so obviously he's been at war here and came back or whatever, I'm not sure, came back from the dead. And then I'm going to take away my sketch. I'm trying to fix these guns because they looked ridiculous. They did not look like any sort of gun I know of. So I looked up a picture of a revolver and put one in his left hand, and then I copied it and put it over to his right hand so they look similar. I end up making them look a little different, but that's kind of how I cheated on that part. Here I'm doing detail work now, putting all these little lines inside of my artwork here, and I think it's really what gives it like this gritty character. I think it just makes it look more interesting. I think actually in this drawing though, something that I could have changed is I went a little overboard with it, but I think at the end of the drawing it comes out successful, but I'm just kind of playing around at this point, like just with this style that I have. I'm just developing it, practicing with it. And as you see here, I'm just gonna erase things and then retry them a million times. And that's the magical thing of Procreate artwork, is that I'm the master, basically. I don't have to have eraser marks all over my paper like if I did it in real life. And that's why I really like this app, and I really like using my iPad. So it's just going to be a lot more detailed work. So I'm working on the pants and got this belt. I don't know what that's called, a gun belt, bullet belt. I'm sure there's a specific word that I'm missing, but he's got his holsters, his belts, you can see his ribs are kind of showing out there. I like that part. I actually got inspiration for this drawing from one I saw on Instagram that was a lot better than mine, actually. It was realistic looking, and I just took the inspiration and ran with it. I sketched it up, and I'm like, okay, let's make a video out of this. And that's kind of how my life has been the last, I guess this would be 12 weeks now. I'm just finding inspiration somewhere, whether somebody gives me an idea or requests a drawing or whatever it is. I'm just kind of taking it and making videos out of it. So going forward here, I'm gonna start doing the barrels, and I'm gonna put a lot of those little detail lines. They're not very hard to do actually, and you'll see I just kind of put them randomly, not completely randomly, but trying to make that wood grain kind of texture on the barrels. And I put the shadows of his arm in there, you know, just trying to make it look solidified as one complete piece, because I put all this detail into the cowboy skeleton guy, and it would look weird if the rest was not up to that same par. And so going forward with this, I'm just gonna let you guys watch, listen to a little bit of Western music and enjoy, you know. It's just gonna be detail work and such until we get to coloring, and then I'm gonna pop back in and say what's up. Alright, so we have finally made it to the color portion. I made this part a little bit longer because it goes really quick here in the time lapse. But as you guys can see here, I start off with some kind of just basic colors. I'm like, oh, should I make this look kind of realistic looking? And then right here you see, I'm like, nah, I don't want this to be like bland. So I jump in and I throw all this crazy color in and such. And then I ended up scaling it back a bit, like on the hat and on the pants. I kind of bring the color back a little bit on those parts just because that poncho is so loud. But then I finally just get the background colors put in, and I get the ground. I'm doing some shadows and highlights on the ground there. Also, I'm getting into the barrels. I wanted to do a different color than just all brown on the building and the barrels, so I throw in some blue and some purple for the shadows, and kind of like an orangish color for the highlights on those. And then I'm just doing little details on the rocks, on the grass, on the arrows. And then I am going to eventually color in the guns and such. And yeah, this is the final product. I'm showing you up close view on the guns, on the poncho, on his head, and that's it. Thanks for watching. All right, everybody, did you like it? Did you not like it? You guys have any questions? Please drop me a comment down below. Also, did you like the just lined version of it, or did you like the full colored version? So I've always had this debate every week with these kind of drawings. Which one is better? Should I just leave it without the color? So if you just want to drop a comment about that or anything, tell me how your day is. I don't care. Yeah. Really thankful to have all of you guys, and I'm glad to be making art. So, see you guys next week, and drop me a like or whatever you want to do. I don't care. All right. Bye.